Now on BBC World News, Sport Today brings you all today's breaking sports news, action and results.
Hello there, I'm Nick Marshall-McCormack and welcome to a special edition of Sports Today. India's little master Sachin Tendulkar has announced he'll retire from all forms of cricket. Tributes coming in from around the world.
He's a phenomenon in world cricket, and I think his contribution to world cricket has been fantastic.
We'll take a detailed look at Tendulkar's career and find out why he's the most worshipped player in international cricket. Hello there and welcome to this Sachin Tendulkar special. India's greatest ever cricketer has announced he'll retire from international cricket after playing his 200th test against the West Indies next month. At 5'5" or 165 centimetres, Tendulkar wanted to be a fast bowler when he was growing up, but he was rejected by Dennis Lillee in 1987 because he was too short. So Tendulkar picked up the bat and developed into one of the most feared batsmen in the world. The little master, they call him, the man Sir Donald Bradman thought looked most like him. Joe Wilson looks back at Tendulkar's incredible career.
No man has ever done more with a simple cricket bat. Quite simply, Sachin Tendulkar has scored more runs than anyone else in the international game ever. In India, his status is more than statistical. The devotion of his followers crosses into the spiritual. And those who know Tendulkar well admire not just his cricket talent, but his ability to ignore the adoration.
Just his idea about the game, the way he held together his cricket, he led his life, very simple, never got carried away with the adulation he gets in India and overseas. And I've seen the best part of Sachin Tendulkar. For 14 years we've played together. We started school cricket and I captained him for 6 years, so that was a huge honour for me. Fantastic.
Tendulkar on 98.
Well, Tendulkar made his first century for India in August 1990 against England. He was just 17. By his mid-30s, he'd become both celebrity and statesman. When India reeled after the Mumbai attacks in 2008, it was Tendulkar who appeared on television, telling his country he played for India now more than ever. In pure batting terms, well, there's always debate about who is the greatest.
I think it's easy to forget Brian Lara, who didn't play as long as Sash. He got out earlier. But those two are the best two players by a long way in the last 20 years.
Well, for many, especially in India, Tendulkar is just unsurpassable, and the 2 test matches that remain in his career will be an opportunity for an outpouring of emotion, which will make this seem tame. Joe Wilson, BBC News.
Well, let's go to our sports correspondent, Joe Wilson, now in New Broadcasting House in London. Joe, what's your greatest memory of him playing?
Well, Nick, I'd have to think back to the 2008 series when England went over to play a couple of test matches. Now, put that in its context, that was very shortly after the Mumbai attacks. There was huge tension about that series. A lot of questions about whether England would actually go from a security point of view. Test match in Chennai, India chasing down a huge total in their second innings. Sachin Tendulkar hits a 4, not only to win the match, but to bring up his 100. Now, throughout that test match and in the days that preceded it, on television in India, every time you watched an ad break on virtually any channel, Tendulkar appeared. He was looking to camera, similar way that I am now, and he was talking to the people of India. He said, "I play for India now more than ever." It really struck me at the time, Nick, that the country needed somebody to try and compose the nation almost. And the man they turned to wasn't a politician, it wasn't a Bollywood star, it was a cricketer. So in that week alone, I guess he cemented his status not only as a batsman, but also as a statesman. So that is probably my outstanding memory of his career. I think that's when he was 35.
And Joe, you mentioned that Indians love him, but he's also revered and worshipped around the world, isn't he? Why is that?
Well, I think in particular in India, but also to a large degree around the world, what really people respect and admire about Tendulkar is that combination of his ability and his humility. You know, the adoration that he gets in India in particular, it would be so easy for it to go to his head. And I think there are other Indian cricketers, without naming any, who people in India see as maybe they start believing in their own hype a little bit. Sachin Tendulkar has never done that. So I think that in particular is why he's gained such respect and